Hello everyone, I thank you again for joining me for another tutorial. So in today's tutorial, we'll be making this beautiful beaded bucket. Very simple and easy to make. Let's get started. So in front of me over here, I have a 10mm square bead or sugar bead. That's how some people call it, sugar bead. And I have here berry bead and pearls. I have the berry bead in 14mm and the pearls in 16mm. Okay, these are 14mm berry bead, and the square bead here is the fishing line or monofilament that you use for the beading. And this is how, it's not a stretchy cord. Okay, this is like a fishing, if you know fishing line, that is exactly what it is. Okay, that is how it is. The nylon thread is not a stretchy cord, and here is my cutter to cut any loose thread. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with 6 bead. I'll start to string all these 6 bead on the line. Okay, like this. This is the 6 bead you put on the line, and I'm going to hold the last one like this and cross my right line into it. Hold the lines together and pull. So one line will not be longer than the other. Okay, now we have a ring of 6 bead. Okay, so let's continue. On my left line, I'm adding 5 bead to my left line. This is 5 bead. Okay, I'm adding 5 bead to my left line like this, and I'm going to hold the last one like this, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead, this one, pull through the next bead, and on my left line I'm adding 4 bead to my left line. Hold the last one and cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead, pull through the next bead, and on my left line I add 4 bead to my left line, cross and pull. This is what the weave is looking like. My right line into the next bead, and my left line I'm adding 4 bead to my left line. Hold the last one, cross with the right line and pull my right line into the next bead. Okay, now I add 4 bead again to my left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now my right line into 2 bead. Okay, the next 2 bead. This is the first bead, this is the second one. Okay, like this. My line is in 3 bead. This is how it looks like. So now on my left line I'll be adding 3 bead to my left line like this. Okay, I'm going to hold the last one and cross with my right line and pull, and this is the shape you should have when you complete this step. Okay, let's continue. My right line into the next bead, pull through the next bead, and I'll be adding 4 bead to my left line like this. Okay, I hold the last one and cross with my right line and pull. Again, my right line into the next bead, this bead. Okay, I'm pulling through 1 bead, and I add 4 bead to my left line, hold the last one and cross with the right line and pull. So now my right line into 2 bead. I'm putting my right line into the next 2 bead. My line is in this 3 bead. Okay, so my left line I add 3 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull my right line again into the next bead, pull through the next bead and add 4 bead to the left line, hold the last one and cross with the right line and pull. Okay, my right line into the next 2 bead, pull through 2 bead, and on the left line I add 3 bead to the left line, hold the last one and cross with the right line and pull into the next bead, 4 bead to the left line, cross and pull. Again, into the next 2 bead. Pull through the next 2 bead. Okay. And on the left line, I add 3 bead to the left line. Cross and pull. My right into the next bead. Next bead, okay? Only 1 bead. I add 4 bead to the left line. Cross and pull. Into the next 2 bead. With my right line, I'm pulling through the next 2 bead. Okay. And I add 3 bead to the left line. Okay, like this. Hold the last one, cross and pull. I'm pulling my right line again into the next bead. Pull through next bead. I add 4 bead to the left line, cross and pull. My right into the next 2 bead. I'm pulling through the next 2 bead like this. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull. My right line into the next 2 bead. Go through the next 2 bead. Okay, like this. This is how my line is in the bead. And I'll be adding 3 bead to my left line, cross with the right line and pull. Look at this beautiful shape we have. Okay, we are going to go one more round. We are going to go around one more time, but this time we are going to change the number of bead counts on the corners. Okay, so all these corners, this is one, here's another one, another corner over here and here. So we are going to change bead counts on all the corners. Okay, we are going to go around one more time. Let's continue. Okay, go around and complete. So let me show you how we will do that. My right line into the next bead. I'm pulling through the next bead. Okay, my line is in 2 bead, as you can see over here, 2 bead. And I'm adding 4 bead to my line. Hold the last one, cross and pull. Again, my right line into the next 2 bead, okay? Into 2 bead. Here's one, and here's the second one, okay? And now I'm adding 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull. So now here's the first corner. Here's the corner over here. I'm going to pull my line through only that bead. Pull through 1 bead in the corner, okay? And I'm adding 3 bead to my left line like this, okay? 3 bead. I cross with my right line and pull. Now I'm pulling my right line into 2 bead. Okay, into 2 bead. And now I'm adding 3 bead to my left line. Cross with the right line and pull. My right line again into the next 2 bead. I'm pulling through 2 bead. And now my left line, I add 3 bead to my left line, 3 bead. Okay, cross with the right line and pull. And now we come to another corner. I'm going to pull through the corner bead over here. So all the corner beads are taking 5 bead, okay? I add 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull. So if you count, that bead is 5. I'm going to pull my right line into the next 2 bead. Pull through the next 2 bead. Okay, my left line, I add 3 bead, cross with the right line and pull into the next 2 bead. Okay, and I'll be adding 3 bead. Yes, my line is in 3 bead. I add 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull. Now we come to another corner bead. Here I'm going to pull through the corner bead, only one, and I add 3 bead to my left line, cross and pull the corner to count 5 bead. Okay, now my right into the next 2 bead. Pull through the next 2 bead. So look at what we have done so far. Okay, Look at how it's taking shape. These are the corners. You see how it's taking the round shape? So I want you to continue with yours. And these are the corners. Okay, the corners are to count 5. Okay, but the rest 6 bead. So continue the corners. Here is 1 and 2, 2. Another corner over here. So I'll continue to do mine off camera and I'll meet you back here. So go round and complete yours. So here I want to show you how you can add a new line when you run out of what you are using. Okay, so this is where my line ends. Okay, I weave the rest back into the bead, and here is my new line that I cut, and I'm going to pull through the same bead, okay, and continue into the next 2 bead like this. Okay, so I'm pulling into this bead. That is where my line stops. Okay, I'm just pulling it through the same bead, and I'll continue my weaving. All right, so my right line into the next 2 bead like this. Pull through 2 bead. Okay, the same way we're weaving, you weave on the same direction. Very simple and easy to make. Okay, now I add 3 bead to my left line. I cross with my right line and pull. Okay, and I'm going to continue to the end. So here I'm about to complete this step. I'm about to pull my right line into the next 2 bead. My right line into the next 2 bead. Okay, pull through 2 bead like this, and my line is in 3 bead. Okay, this is how my line looks like in the bead, this 3 bead. Okay, so now the corner over here, it has 5 bead. Over here too, we have to add 5 bead. Okay, these are the corners that we have. We are putting 5 bead. So this one too has to count 5. Here I'm adding only 2 bead because my line is already in 3 bead. Okay, to complete this step we need only 2 bead to complete, and this is the shape when you complete this step. This is how the shape look like. So this is the shape that you should have when you complete this step. Okay, let's continue. My right line into the next bead, pull through next bead like this. My line is in 2 bead. Okay, this 2 bead, and I'm adding pearls in between. I put 2 pink bead and a pearl like this. I'm going to cross my right line into the pearl and pull. My right line into the next 2 bead, pull through 2 bead, and I'm adding 2 pink bead and 1 pearl like this. Okay, cross it into the pearl and pull. My right line into the next 2 bead. 2 bead is the first and the second one. Okay, now I put 2 pink bead and 1 pearl. I cross my right line into the pearl and pull. My right line into the next 2 bead. Pull through the next 2 bead. And again I'm adding 2 pink bead and 1 pearl. Okay, I cross with my right line and pull. Into the next 2 bead, I add 2 pink and 1 pearl. I cross my right line into the pearl and pull. And here is how it's looking like. So I want you to continue into 2 bead and add your bead round until you complete this round. All right, so this is what the weave looks like. Very beautiful. I'm about to complete. My line is in 2 bead already, so I'm adding 2 pink bead and 1 pearl. I'm going to cross my line into the pearl and pull. So now I'm left with the last 2 bead. Okay, I'm pulling my line through the last 2 bead, and I'm going to pull. It's in 2 bead already, so I'm going to pull my right line again into the pearl. Put the same line into the pearl. All right, like this. And this is how your line should look like in the bead. All right, So now we have to complete this step with two pink bead like this. Cross and pull. And now we complete this round. Very beautiful. I'm just going to tie over here in between these two beads, and then we continue from here. So now I split the line into two, and I pull one into the left bead and this one into the right bead. I'm pulling through the right bead. Okay, now my line is in two bead like this, these two bead. And now we continue with the same pattern, one pearl, two pink bead, and one pearl like this. We continue the same way. Okay, my line into the next two bead, pull through two bead, and I add two pink and one pearl to the left line, cross and pull. I'm going to build on this one and I'll come back and show you. So now complete this round and I'll use berry bead to continue. Okay, and now I'm using this berry bead to continue the third round like this, the same way, but instead of pearls I'm using berry bead into the next two bead. Okay, you pull through two bead, and now I take two pink bead and berry bead like the same way we are doing for the pearls. Okay, I just want this one to be in the middle. Then I'll continue two rows again with pearls. All right, and this is what it looks like. I complete the berry bead and I'm going to use two rows again using pearls, and this is what it looks like. Very beautiful. And now I complete this one to look at how beautiful it looks like. Let's continue. So my right line into the next bead, pull through the next bead. This is what my line looks like. It's in two bead. Okay, and I'm adding 6 bead to my left line, cross into two bead and pull. Make sure your line remain in two bead. Okay, like this. I'm going to pull through the next two bead. Okay, like this, and I'm adding 4 bead to my left line. I cross into two bead and pull down. Make sure your line remain in two bead. Okay, like this. And now I'm pulling into the next two bead and I add 4 bead to the left line. I cross into two bead and pull into the next two, 4 bead to the left line, cross into two bead and pull down. And this is what I'll be repeating on this stage round until I complete. Okay, I'm going to go round like this. Here I'm almost halfway done, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to complete it. So it's complete now. Look at how pretty and beautiful it looks like. So what we have to do is to put handle on it. Let's make the handle. Here is my line that I cut. Okay, I'm going to pull through this bead over here. So I'm going to go round this circle over here, put my line round and come to the middle. Okay, and come and meet the first one and tie. I'm going to go round. So I'm pulling my line round into this circle over here, this ring of bead over here. Okay, go round and come to the middle. Okay, in between these two bead over here to meet the first line. Okay, you can decide to tie or leave it like this. This is where my line is showing. Okay, and I'm going to put both ends together and start stringing my bead on it very nicely. I'm just making pattern with the pearls over here. So now I have my desired length that I want. I'm going to go back again into the ring over here on the other side. All right, so I'm pulling my line into this ring over here, this ring of bead, like how we did for the first one. Okay, on the other side, I'm pulling my line around in this circle of bead over here. Okay, for the other one to meet the first line. Okay, in the middle over here. So what I'm going to do is to just pull the line. You pull tight to make the handle very stiff. To make the handle stiff, I'm just going to pull the line. You see how it's not steady? I'm just going to pull Pull nice and tight and make it stiff, okay? You see how it's getting stiff already? Just pull tight, and I'm going to split the line and tie, okay? Tie over here, tie nice and neat in between the lines, and I'll weave the rest of the line back into the bead before I trim it off. And this is what it looks like. You see how stiff it is? You pull and pull nice and tight, okay? Very beautiful. Look at the back, looking nice and beautiful already. So don't cut the line right away. Weave a little more into the bead before you trim it off. Look at how beautiful it looks already. So all these windows we create over here, we create it so you can run your ribbon through it or bead string through it to make it look pretty, okay? If you have a ribbon, you can run it through all those windows we create on it, okay? You run it through it to make it look pretty for you. And it's even optional. You can decide not to run anything through it and leave it like that, okay? But I have a bead string that I'm going to run through it to make it look pretty for me. You can decide to use it or not, okay? This beaded bucket is looking very beautiful, very nice and simple, easy to make, okay? Here is my bead string that I make. I'm just going to run it through all these rings that we create over here, okay? Just go in, down, like this, come up, okay, and pull it, okay? Pull, nice and tight. All right, I'm just running it through. Very simple to do. It's nothing hard or difficult. This bag is so gorgeous. This beaded bucket is very beautiful, very gorgeous. Look at the details over here on it. It looks pretty, nice and beautiful. I hope this tutorial helped you to make this beautiful beaded bucket yourself and make it for your friends. I thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, turn on your notifications for new videos that I'll be uploading so you don't miss on any. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.